All right. What about number 6? Do you remember what it meant to be a function? Something couldn't repeat. Do you remember? The x's could not repeat, right? So what are my x values here on number 6? Okay. Do any of those x values repeat? So is this a function or not a function? It's a function. There you go. All right. What about 9 and 10? What about when I gave you a graph? What was that test that you used? Something line test. So what is this called? When it's up and down? Vertical line test. There you go. All right, let's use a vertical line test. Here we go. How many times does that hit the graph right here? Once. How many times does it hit the graph right there? Once. So it only hits it once, right? So is that a function or not a function? That's a function. There you go. But what about number 10?
Good Monday morning, Warriors. Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend.
It hits twice.
Just a couple of things
so that's
this
not
morning
a function.
before we get the day started.
And we'll do this after
First
announcements.
thing is, I want to say congratulations to Warriors.
Here we go. All right, last one, number 14. We did this last week. Standard form. What was so special about standard form? Your two letters were on which side? On the left-hand side, right? So what letter needs to be moved over to the other side? 7 doesn't have a letter. 3Y. 3Y. How move it to the other side? There you go. All right, which one comes first, the 4x or the 3y? 4x, there you go. And then plus 3y equals 7. You can't have a fraction, and you can't have a negative in the front. Do I have either one of those? No. I'm done. Y'all okay? All right, here we go. I'm going to hand back your test from Friday, okay? They are not on the computer, but they will be this afternoon, okay? They will be this afternoon. So remember that when I hand these back to you, you do not get to keep them. Where do they have to go? They got to go back in the tray, okay? All right, we cannot go over each question because what do you get to do with these questions? Test corrections. How long do you have to do test corrections? 1 week, and you got 2 days. What's the first day? Tutoring, right? You got to do tutoring the first day. Then the second day you come in and do corrections, okay? You've got 2 days in order to do corrections. The ones that we just took a test on, that very first page, okay? Looks like this. Looks like that from the very first one. The very first set of notes. The very first set of notes. Yeah, you don't have to. Don't worry. Okay. All right, then flip over on the back of it. Flip over on the back of it. It looks like this. Say all your perfect squares. All right. You just got a new calendar. You just got a new calendar. On that calendar, it says that you have a quiz. When? Is it Thursday? Yeah. You got a quiz on 1 through? No. That's a test. You got a quiz when? Tomorrow. Let's do that Wednesday. You want to make a change? Make a change on your calendar real quick. Make a change on your calendar. Alright, so what's the very first perfect square? Phones up. Put your phones up. Here we go. What's the very first perfect square? Go. 1. What's the next perfect square? 2. Nope. 4. What's the next perfect square? 9. Next one, go. What's the next one? Yeah, keep going. Keep going. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. 144, yeah. 169. Yeah, one more. Okay, that's your quiz right there. That means literally going to take a whole, I'm going to give you 5 minutes. Does that make sense to everybody? 5 minutes? Y'all okay? Alright, that's all your quiz is. Yep. Let's move to Wednesday. Since we didn't have time Friday to go over it, we'll move it Wednesday. We're a day behind on everything on the calendar is a day behind. Because we were supposed to test on Thursday, okay? Are y'all good on this? Y'all okay? You good, Hannah? You sure? Okay. Does anybody have a question about where in the world how do you get 64 is a perfect square? 8 times 8. How do you get 144 is a perfect square? 12 times 12, right? Y'all okay? Alright, then you're going to have a test on all 25 of them, and we'll move that back a day. What day is it? Thursday. We'll move that back to Friday, okay? So we're a day behind on everything. Y'all okay? Alright. So, notes from Friday. If you weren't here Friday, they're in the folder for you. Got to check that first when you come in. Alright, what's the very first thing that we're going to learn how to do today? Which is what we just did at our math workshop, right? Okay, so here we go. Let's look on page 1. If you weren't here, please go look in the folder and get your notes, because they're in there for you. You're going to need them. Your name's on there on the day you were absent. Alright, here we go. A relation is a set of ordered pairs, okay? A relation is a set of ordered pairs. Alright, look at the next one. The x-coordinate. Guys, which one's the x-coordinate? Domain or range? The domain. Look at y'all go. Alright, what about the y-coordinates on the next one? That's the range. There you go. This is nothing but a review still, okay? This is all from Algebra 1 and Geometry. Alright, so then a function is a relation with one domain with one range, right? They all paired up together. Like you going to prom or you going to homecoming, right? Homecoming's coming up soon. You're going to be mad if your boyfriend brings another date, right? So you make sure you got one-on-one together. Alright, here we go. Let's go to the next one. What's the very first thing the directions tell us to do? State the what? Domain and range. There you go. Alright. Domain was which letters? The first ones. Get off of that phone before it's mine. So what's my x values? Yeah? Yeah? Uh-huh. Is -6 and +6 the same thing? No, they're not. Right? Here we go. Let's write them down. Alright, then we got our range. Range are my y values. What are my y values? Okay. Alright, now here's the thing. You ready? When you write them down, you don't write them down twice. What value repeated? The -9, right? So you're just going to write it down once when you write it down. So we got -1, -9, -7, +7, but I'm not going to write that -9 down again, okay? Alright, what else do the directions tell us to do? Okay, the only thing to be a function was which one could not repeat. The x could not repeat, right? So did my x values repeat in this one? So a function or not a function? There you go. Alright, now this is where it's different. You ready? This is the only Algebra 2 we're going to throw in here. It's right here. If it is a function, which ours is, then we got to determine if it's one-to-one or onto. These are the only two that we're going to look at right now. It's just those two, okay? Look up here. See these two I gave you? You see where it says 1, 2, 1? Right here? That means it literally has only one x value with one y value. Does that make sense? Do you see the arrows? This one only goes to one y. This one only goes to one y. This one only goes to one y. Y'all okay? Alright. So, this one right here says on 2. Here's my little play on words. You ready? On, literally, 2. Does that make sense? Do you see right here where the two domains both go to one y value? You have 2 going to 1, so it's on 2. Get it? On 2? Okay. Alright, that's my little things to help you. Here we go. So number 1, did I have exactly one x value go into only one y value? No. Why? The 9 repeated. So is this 1-to-1 or onto? Onto. Somebody brought an extra date to the homecoming dance, right? All right, here we go. Number 2, same thing. First thing it says to do is what? Domain and range. Here we go. Let's go. What's my domain? Yeah. 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 But I don't write the -1 again, right? And do I write the 2 again? Well, but I already read it now first, remember? First. Yeah. There you go. All right, what about the range? There you go. All right, so then it says, is it a function or not a function? Not a function. Why? That what repeats? The x values repeat, right? Remember, that's the only thing I care about, the x values. It's not a function, so I don't do anything else. I'm done. All right, here we go. Number 3. Number 3. Which one's my domain, and how do I know which one's which? There you go. First one is the domain. There you go. All right, here we go. What's my domain go? Yeah? Perfect. And my range? Ooh. What's my range? Is 12 part of my range?
No.
Why? There you go. Nothing's pointing to it, right? So it's -6, -4, and 14. -12 does not have an arrow going to it at all. There's nothing there on it. Y'all okay with that? All right. Is it a function or is it not a function? Why? Look at this -8. You see it? It's got -8's going to 4, and -8's going to, it's got 2 -8's. So this is not a function. Say that again. X's cannot repeat. All right, here we go. That's it for that one. Let's go to the back. All right. You see if you can try number 4, okay? See if you can do number 4. State the domain and range. Tell me if it's a function or not a function. And then if it is a function, tell me if it's on to or 1 to 1. All right, what'd you get as your domain? So you're 1. There you go. What about your range? Careful. Perfect. Perfect. Look at the 6. Look at the 8. Doesn't have anything going to it, right? Okay, is it 1 to 1, meaning there's only one x with exactly one y? No. Why? There you go. You got a 1 go into 6. And you got a -1 go into 6. Both of those go to the same one, so it's on 2, right? Remember my play on words, on 2? Y'all okay? All right, here we go. Let's go to the next one. This is what we did in our math workshop. Here we go. What was that test called? Vertical line test, right? Okay, we got a dot right here. How many dots go through that vertical line? Just 1, right? I'm good there. But what about the next one? I got 2 of them. I got 1 here and 1 here. So function or not a function? Not a function. There you go. Okay? All right. Now, what else are we going to learn how to do today? We determined if it's function or not a function. We determined if it's onto or 1 to 1. And what's the third thing we're going to learn how to do today? Evaluate. There you go. All right, now, this is where we were weak from our last test, okay? So let's come out strong on this one and do a little bit better. All right, anytime we square something right here, when we square it, what do we have to use around that? You have to use parentheses, guys, okay? Make sure that 2 is on the outside. All right, here we go. What number are we going to plug in? -3, right? Which function am I going to plug it into? F of x, right here. That makes sense why I plug it into f, because it has an f? All right, here we go. So instead of 3 times x, it's 3 times what? -3. There you go. And then -5. Y'all good? What? Right here. This f tells me I'm going to plug it into this one. F of x. You okay with that? All right, and it tells me to plug in -3. So instead of 3 times x, it's 3 times -3. And then you just bring down the -5. All right, here we go. So what is 3 times -3? -9. And what's -9 minus 5? And you do not divide by -3. You're done. You are done. Okay? So let's talk about what this means. What was f of x the same as? What letter was he the same as? Y. He's the same as y. F of x is the same as y, right? So let's look at what this means. Here's what this means. It means when x equals what number did we plug in for x? -3. Then y equals what number? -14. That's what that means, okay? Don't go dividing by -3 because you're going to be wrong. You done. All right, let's do the next one. Here we go. What number are we going to plug in? Ooh, but which one are we going to plug it into this time? We're going to plug it into G this time, okay? Why are we going to plug it into G? Because it's got a G right there. Y'all ready? Y'all okay? All right, so here we go. So I'm not going to put x squared. And I have to use parentheses, right? You got to. Until you learn when not to. It's minus. I'm not going to do 2 times x. 2 times 4. There you go. All right, order of operations. Which one do I have to do first? The parentheses. Do I have any parentheses? Well, do I have anything inside parentheses? The square, right? So what's 4 squared? 16. Excuse me. Minus 8. So what's your answer? 8. Don't divide by 4. What's that mean? This means when x equals 4, y equals 8. Okay? All right, here we go. Flip to the next page. Go. All right, you can mark out number 8 down there. We're not going to do number 8. Mark out that one. Mark out number 8. Well, we doing 7. Oh, we doing 7. All right. What was the f of x on that other page? Okay. And what was the g of x on the other page? Minus 2x. Okay. Here we go. We're just using the one from the other page. Okay. All right, guys, don't freak out. Do not freak out. Look right here. Wake up. Here we go. Instead of plugging in a number, what are we going to plug in? A letter. What letter are you going to plug in? Here we go. Ready? F of A equals 3A minus 5, and you done. Boom. That's all it wanted you to do, okay? Instead of plugging in a number, we're just plugging in a letter.
Where did you get
That was your function from the other page. We're just using the same functions. I just couldn't fit it on one page. All right, here we go, number 4. What are we going to plug into this time? 5 in, right? Here we go. You have to use parentheses, guys. Got to use parentheses, okay? Okay? Y'all okay? Did I lose you? Uh-huh. I'm going to multiply these two in just a minute. But what about this 5n squared? Because I use parentheses. I gotta do the 5 squared, and I gotta do the n squared. What's 5 squared? 25. And somebody went ahead and told me that's 25 n squared. Perfect. And then distribute that 2. What's 2 times 5n? Minus 10n. Boom, you're done. Don't make them hard, okay? Don't make them hard. That's it. All right, here's what I want you to do. You got 3 problems, and then we're going to move on, okay? I'm going to give you about 5 minutes. If you want to find somebody to work with, move your happy self with that person real quick. And we're going to work 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now, look, they gave you new functions. They gave you a new f of x, a new g of x, and a new h of x. When you square something, what do you have to use? Parentheses. Not around the 4, not around the 2, but around the x, okay?
I thought you said mark out number 8.
We did mark out number 8.
Blackman.
Yes, ma'am.
Would you send Travis Connor to Mr. Ferris' office?
He's not here.
Thank you. Okay, it's not marked absent.
I know. I haven't put it in the grade book yet. I'm sorry.
Yes. And I need you to show me what you have to do first. And that gives you square.
Hold on, guys. Let me put this stuff in before they have a conniption fit. What's that? Alright. Once you set them up, guys, you got to finish them. Most of y'all just left them like that. You have to finish it. What do we do first? Order of operations. Parentheses. So what's negative 6 squared? 36. Positive. Positive. You cannot wait for me to do this, guys. This is Algebra 2 with Trig. What's negative 2 times 36? There you go. And you're done. Do not divide. Do not divide. You're done. Okay? Alright, you got 2 more. Try these next 2. Try these next 2. All right, y'all get negative 37 for number 6? Yeah? Sweet. Yeah. What's wrong with 7? All right. How do we plug that fraction in in our calculator? What do we do?
Times 2 divided by 3, or
In parentheses. See the parentheses right above the 8 and the 9? Parentheses. And then 2 divided by 3. Close parentheses, right? All right. So then what would we, let's see, what are we going to do? We're doing what are we going to multiply by? 3. And what do we get? What do we get when we multiply, though? 2, right? And then add 2, and what do we get? Y'all made that too hard. You've got a calculator, just use it, okay? You should got 4. Y'all okay with that? Yeah? Good? All right, here we go. Let's see if we can catch up a little bit, because we're about a day behind. So let's catch up a little bit. Y'all okay? For real? For real? Yeah? All right, here we go. Go to the next one. All right. So, yeah. All right, here we go. Let's look at these definitions, guys. You will have these definitions on your quiz Thursday, okay? You will have them on Thursday. Here we go. Relations that have straight line graphs are called what? We just talked about relations. What are they? What do we call them? Either something or not a something. Function or not a function. So we got a relation with all these straight line graphs, and they're called a function. There you go. Hence the reason the name, linear relations and functions. All right, what about the next one? Somebody read the next one. Relations that are not linear? Is that what I said? Okay, well, we're going to call those non-linear. All right, let's go down to the bottom. Here we go. You got 3 characteristics right here. Does that make sense to everybody? To be a straight line. Guys, what was the equation of a straight line? Y equals something. Straight line. When you graph a line, what was it? Mx plus b, right? All right, so let's work through these at the bottom and let's see what we got. Okay, number 1. Is there any way that I can make number 1 look like y equals mx plus b? Could I make that look like y equals mx plus b? Huh? Yes, I could, right? Y'all okay? What could I do first to make that look like it? Huh? You could add the x, right? So you'd have 6y equals
x
plus 7, right? Okay. What else could I do to make that look like y equals mx plus b? Divide by 6. All okay? All right. So is that linear or is that not linear? Like, can I make it look like y equals mx plus b? So that's linear. There we go. There you go. That's linear. Ooh, number 2. What was f of x the same as? What letter? Y, right? So this is y equals 2 over x plus 6. Now be careful. What's wrong? What's the difference between these two right here? The x is where? On the bottom. So this is non-linear. This is not linear. Because it said explain, because x is on the bottom. After that is always, it's like 4 quarters and $1. They mean the same thing. They look different, but they mean the same thing. All right, let's go back to the top. Here we go. What's our very first characteristic? What cannot happen? There you go. X cannot be on the bottom. Y'all okay? All right, keep this page handy so we can come back and write some notes right there, okay? Because these are your kind of like your cheat sheet. Here we go. Let's flip to the next page. Flip, flip, flip. All right. Here we go. What about number 3? Can I make number 3 look like y equals mx plus b? G of x. What's g of x the same thing as? Y, right? Y equals 3xy minus 4. Can I make that look like y equals mx plus b? Okay, you with me? No y. What's wrong with this one? You got x and y multiplied together. You got 2 y's, right? So this is not linear. Because you have 2 y's. So go back to your cheat sheet when you get done. Go back to your cheat sheet. What's the second thing? Can't have 2 y's. Ooh. Ooh, what, Mario? So I cannot have 2 of the same variables. Cannot have 2 of the same variables. What's variable? What's that word mean? Letters. You can't have 2 of the same letters, right? Y'all okay? With me? Okay. All right, let's go back. All right, you got your graphing calculator. I'm about to teach you something new on your graphing calculator. Ready? You got it? If you don't, go get one. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Run, run, run. You got 10 minutes. Alright, you need a graphing calculator. If you do not have one, go get one quickly, because I'm going to teach you something very important. Alright, what about number 4? You ready? Y equals 19. Do you think that that's linear, or do you think that's not linear? You don't think it's linear? You think it's linear?
Yes.
Does it have to?
No.
If it doesn't have an x, then what's your slope? What would make x? What number would make x go away? Not 1. 0. Right? All right, here we go. You ready? Got your calculator? Turn it on. Here we go. What's this button say right here? Y equals. Push that button. All right. If you got stuff in y equals, hit clear. Hit the clear button. Just hit clear. Y'all okay? And what are we going to type in? Y equals what? 19, right? Y'all okay? All right. And then what do we want our calculator to do to that? We want it to graph, right? Right here, there's a graph button. Hit that graph button. Oh, my window's not big enough. Hold on. Let me make my window bigger. Hold on. Let me make my window bigger. Not my X. Hold on. You pause. You see it? See it? See it? Y'all okay? I know your window. Well, I'll show you how to change your window later. Okay? Are y'all okay with that? Okay. So is that a linear? Is that a line? Yes. So then let's go here, and let's say this is linear. All right, what about number 5? Can I make that look like y equals mx plus b? Yes, because f of x was the same as what? So this is y equals, right? Yeah. Why'd you put plus 8? I thought it was minus 8. Why? Perfect. Very good, Ty. Very good. Does that look like y equals mx plus b? Yeah, so that's linear. All right, last one. Here we go. Linear or not linear? Not linear. Why? Because it's cubed, right? Because x is cubed. So let's go back to our cheat sheet. Last thing. Last thing. Here we go. Cannot have any exponent other than what number? 1. Right? Remember y equals mx plus b? What's this exponent right here? A 1, right? Can't have any exponent other than 1. Are y'all okay with that? Yeah? Good. We caught up a little bit. All right. Let's see. No, you go. All right. So your homework tonight should be to go back over that study guide. Come see me in the morning for some tutoring so we can do some test corrections, okay? Your homework also is to check iNow when you get home, right? And look at your grade, because some of us aren't doing so hot right now. All right, put my calculators back. Please turn them off because they're just like your phones. It'll drain the battery. Please turn them off. All right, you got a perfect squares quiz coming up, right? Perfect squares quiz coming up Wednesday. We're a day behind. Well, baby. Well, I really need it to be on Thursday, but it could be on Friday if we need to, okay? We'll try to have to look at it and see how y'all do this week.